to UCo Health podcast. Thank you for being here. And today we are going to bring you, as always, very important information for Umatilla County. And the first question, I think, it's going to be the key of this conversation, is what will your life look like without nicotine? That's a question that probably many in our counties have that around their heads, or probably in the family they're talking about that. So that's the reason because our wonderful and beautiful Jessica McCain, who is the Prevention Equity Coordinator for UCo Health, is here today to talk about this. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you.
Let us know a little bit, how is Umatilla County is doing in this area, in tobacco?
Well, I think that our most recent CRAM data, it was done a couple years ago, so it's not really up to date, which a CRAM is a community readiness assessment. It would show like how many people are smoking or vaping and the ages and stuff like that. So I think we have another one of those coming up in the next couple of years, so I think that'll give us a better idea of what the use rates are like. But I do know that it is a problem. You can just walk down the street or walk anywhere and you can see somebody vaping.
Correct.
Or smoking too, but vaping is becoming more of a problem because it's a lot easier to mask. It doesn't smell as bad. It's easier to hide, and some of the vapes these days don't look like your typical vapes. Like when they first came out, they were big monstrous things, and now they can be hidden very easily. And
that's the reason, because sometimes we can tell young people, teenagers, are consuming or vaping, and probably their parents, they don't know, because they can, hide those devices in their supplies, school supplies.
Yeah, so big tobaccos say that they are not targeting younger people, but a lot of the vapes, there are some that look like your regular old highlighters, and adults aren't going to be using those. I think I saw some that did look like just regular markers. They have
USBs.
Yep, USBs. They have some that have games on them or play music and stuff, and those are not things that adults are going to be using. And also like the flavors, like adults, they don't want to smoke something that tastes like grape. That's definitely more marketed towards kids. So I think the younger population is definitely a big issue when it comes to that.
But it's something that I know we are doing in UCo Health is approaching teenagers and young population to let them know how dangerous it could be. Mm-hmm. Actually, vaping, it could do something like the popcorn effect or something like that.
It causes a popcorn lung, but the issue with vaping is that it's so new, so there's not enough data to specifically say what the long-term effects are going to be. In the next couple of years, we should have that data, but right now we don't know exactly what it's going to be doing.
But you have actually real lungs that you can show how dangerous could be the tobacco consumption, the nicotine consumption.
Yeah, so we have a set of pig lungs. One is diseased and one is healthy, and it shows you what a lung would look like about 20 years after smoking. And we like to bring them to events and stuff so kids can see how a healthy lung inflates versus the diseased lung, how it doesn't inflate. And the diseased lung actually has like one lobe that doesn't inflate at all because it's like dead tissue. And there's tumors and stuff, so they can feel that. They can put on the gloves and feel it, so they can see it and feel the differences between the two. And it's a really cool thing to watch the kids see that and then be like, I gotta go get mom and dad because they smoke.
Okay.
And kind of throw them under the bus, so that's fun.
They stole the family.
Mm-hmm,
but that's important because they realize how bad it could be, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
And that's a point of everything. And that experience is so realistic. It's not something that we are like seeing, or it's an AI thing. You can touch it, you can see it, and it's real.
Yes.
It's the most real that we can do with that thing. So for someone that is ready to quit but not sure where to start, what would be your first advice for them?
I think if somebody wants to quit and they're not really sure where to start, they just need to call me, and I can help them get that process started. My cessation program, I have been certified as a cessation counselor since 2018, so I've been doing this for a while. and I will sit down with the person and write kind of like a game plan on how they want to quit. We'll come up with a start date. We'll identify triggers and things that they can do to manage those triggers, and then kind of go through a motivational interviewing process to see what would work best for that particular individual. And if it comes about that they need NRTs, which are nicotine replacement therapies, so that's like the lozenge, gum, patch. If they need something like that, that's something that we can work on with them to get
I'm
that.
happy that you talk about the triggers, because let's talk about what are those common mistakes that people make that probably they don't make them successful at the time they want to quit.
I think a lot of people, when they try to quit, they try to do like cold turkey, and that doesn't work. You're not just gonna one day say, I don't want to smoke anymore.
Okay.
Because you have no...
It is a lot of things involved. It's like dopamine, it's like
It's that, and they're like, a lot of times it's habitual. Like people will have their cigarette first thing in the morning or right after they have a meal and stuff. And so when they try to quit cold turkey, they don't have anything to fill that spot.
Correct.
So then there's no way to manage that trigger. If they were to able to sit down and come up with a game plan, and we come up with different ways that they can manage that, then we can begin that process. And then it also helps to set a quit date so you can prepare for that instead of just being like, I'm not doing it, because typically people, it's not, they don't succeed when they do it that way.
correct. So what if quitting felt possible this time? How the right support can help, can make it a success? Because you mentioned something about a plan. How that looks like?
So the plan, it would differ per person. Well, we would just kind of go through, I have some paperwork that I go through with them on the first session. The first session has to be in person so that we can go through all of the paperwork. We come up with a quit date. We come up with, like I said, ways to manage their triggers. We come up with different supports that they may have, like whether it's their family or their partner or whatever. We come up with what we're gonna do if they're trying to quit, but somebody else in their home is still continuing to use. So there's a lot of different...
That's something.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things that we have to kind of work into it. And then after the first meeting, we don't have to meet in person again. I will be doing, I mean, they can. If they feel like they need that face-to-face, we can for sure meet in person. But a lot of it will be done through like email, text message, phone calls. And it's just going to be like a check-in, like, hey, how are you doing? That kind of thing. If they're struggling.
They don't have to do it by themselves.
Right. And it's just to have that extra person there to like encourage them and tell them to keep going.
Which is good, because you don't feel alone, which is important.
Yeah.
So you have someone to call, someone to, that would check it out on you, and that can help you at any time if you feel that you can fail.
Yeah.
Kind of. And at this point, when everything is so expensive, I think that is an important step to do. Some people are tired of spending money on something that holds you back. So how this could help, because I have been, actually someone pretty close recently shared an interesting thing. When she stopped to smoke, apparently she started to do like a little something, saving money, and she didn't realize by the end of a year she was able to take a vacation thanks to that money. I was like, what? How much?
It's such an expensive habit. I don't know how people can do it. I don't know. I think like the prices of vapes would range depending on the type of vape, whether you're doing like the flavors,
Correct.
Or
The cigarette or
cigarettes. Yeah. I know that like the pods for the vape, those come in different sizes. So I think that would change the price of it as well. But either way, it's going to be super expensive. And there's a reason that it's expensive. We keep taxing it, so it'll kind of try to deter people from using it. But it's really expensive, and I don't know when people know it's expensive, so I don't know why they are continuing.
Well, I think that is a way to save money and be healthy again, because as well, we understand in previous conversation that once that you stop to smoke, your body is so novel that it starts to reheal sometimes faster, sometimes it takes a little bit more time. but you can heal again your lungs.
Yeah, so like for instance, the lungs that we use for our demonstrations, the diseased lung has like the tumors and it's black and stuff. And so if somebody were to quit, like they smoked for 20 years and they were to quit, it would take about another 20 years, but their lung could go back to, like it wouldn't be black anymore, the color would go back. It probably wouldn't work, like function the same as it had before any tobacco use, but it could get pretty darn close.
Which is good.
Which is really good. And I can't remember if it's within like a week or a couple of days of quitting smoking, you're already starting to breathe better.
Correct.
So it's pretty instantaneous when you stop.
You can tell.
You can
tell
yeah,
the
right
difference
away.
one day you quit. That's important. And who are you quitting for? I think it's one of the questions. When someone is quitting for themselves, it's more powerful than quitting for someone else, right?
Yeah, so one of the things that we ask is like, who are you quitting for? It could be for their children, their parents, their friends, whoever it is. I'm sure anybody can come up with somebody in their life that they want to quit for. Sometimes it is, I need to do this for myself, and that is going to be the biggest like thing for them. But other times it is their family members.
You just need a motivation.
Yeah, you need a motivation, and it's gonna different person to person based on what's and who is important to them.
Motivation that drives an action, which is important, that is make that step and contact us. So how can those that are watching this video and probably are looking for that big step can contact you?
So they can call me at the Umatilla County Public Health Office. And then there's also some flyers that we have spread around town, and if you go to, I believe, our website and our social media pages, there are flyers on there that have QR codes, and if they scan the QR codes, that'll take them directly to an online application. They'll fill out and that'll come straight to me, and then I will reach out and try to get
Yes, the
something
QR
scheduled.
code is going to be right here, so scan that. And if you don't have time as well, we are going to display the phone number, the direct line that you can contact Jessica and can finally do that or make that final step to probably be free, tobacco free.
And even if they are not sure that they want to start this journey, if they have questions about what it might look like, they can reach out to me.
And if someone is wondering about someone else as well?
Yeah, they can refer anybody. Medical providers can refer, people can refer themselves, friends and family can be referred. It's an open referral process.
The most important thing, does this process, this cessation program has any cost?
Nope. Everything that I am doing is going to be for free. The only thing that might cost something is if they want to start using the nicotine replacement therapies.
Okay.
And that may be something that they can work with their provider on, getting a prescription for that. They can buy them over the counter. At this time, I don't have any that we'll be giving out.
But there are options.
But there are options for that, yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here with us today. And if you want to make that step, if you want to breathe free, you can contact Jessica or just call us here in UCo Health and we will connect you with her. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Yep.